Welcome back to Oakfield Farm for episode 16 with me, MrSealyp. Right, well, it's seeding time on the second half of field 43. The corn is going in the ground. The Massey Ferguson, I have to say, over 399 turbo is awesome. He's done all that cultivating. It's just finished off the last bit just over the brow of the hill, over to the right there now. The big Massey is down the bottom left, well, over to my left, in the corner over there, because it's finished seeding that side, so the soybeans in the ground. So now it's the turn of the little fence to get the corn done. Like I say, it's a small seeder, it might need filling up at some point. As you saw at the start of the video, field 6 is now its third spray as well, so I think if we look into the map, pretty much, if I take that off, pretty much all of my fields now. 21 obviously I've just bought. That's going to need, when that gets to the next growth stage, that will need another spray. The same with 33A. 14's the grass field. That's obviously just been cut, so that's had its next spray on. 43, half of it is done. The other half is being done now. If we look at the actual crops, fruit types, you can now see you've got that small strip of corn going up there. So this side soybean, that side will be corn, but everything's looking pretty good. We're doing well so far. So while that's chugging away, and you should be able to see somewhere over there, I hope, unless the Massey driver's cleared off and they're just in that direction, it's getting on with it. Now, something very serious to start off with, and then we'll move on to everything else I need to do in this episode. I was contacted by a guy called Liam, lovely guy, and asked me for a shout out. Now, I don't do shout outs very often. I do them if people help me out with stuff, if they give me ideas, and people will often give me ideas of things that, and I know it sounds, I don't want it to sound rude, things that I already know, things that are quite obvious, things in game, but if people give me an idea or something that I've just never thought of, or it's a really cracking one, I'll do a shout out. Of course I will. I've done a couple of different ones. This one's important. Liam's stepdad, Kevin, has had a bit of misfortune recently, and his business it's burnt to the ground, and he's going for a bit of a time of it. So, from me, for what it's worth, Kevin, I hope you get back on your feet quickly, and I hope it all gets sorted out. Thank you very much for watching my videos. If they give you any amount of entertainment, any amount of humour whilst you're going through this stuff, I hope it helps in some way. But my thoughts with you, and hopefully it gets sorted out soon. So Kevin, keep on keeping on, as it were, and I'm sure everything will get sorted. So, moving on from that, on a lighter note, where the world of Farming Simulator 17 and the wacky world of MrSealyp combine is often a maelstrom of insanity, and this episode is no different. Unfortunately, I think because in the last episode, I'm trying to think which ones I've posted, not the last one, the one before, anyway, and I talked about subscriber contracts, and I've done that quite a lot. My subscribers are brilliant. I honestly, truly mean that. Absolutely brilliant. And some of the ideas that people are coming up with are just incredible. I will again preface this by saying I cannot do everything. I can't do all of them. Please don't be upset or annoyed if I don't do yours. I'm at the moment inundated with ideas, and there are some absolutely awesome ones out there. Really, really good. A couple that have been put to me in the last 24 hours are related to jobs to do in the winter, because I was saying about the winter months, I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I've had a couple of absolutely cracking ideas for some winter episodes, which is absolutely brilliant. But here's the thing, moving on, the last episode where I was doing field 43 and I said this is a big field and I'm going to need to get another harvester. Well, that video hadn't been posted when I received this subscriber contract. So this person didn't know about that comment because I hadn't made it yet, if that makes any sense. I told you, wacky world of MrSealyp. But Mitch came to me, and I'll put Mitch's offer up on the screen in a moment. But Mitch works for an AGCO dealership not far away, and they're willing to, at harvest season, lend me, not give me or lease me, they're going to lend me it. I think the point about it is a lot of companies do this, a lot of the farm dealerships do it. They'll let you have a tractor, they'll let you have a vehicle, bit of machinery for a few days to try it out, hoping that you're going to buy it. I think that's kind of the point. But anyway, they're prepared to give me a Fendt 9490, I think it is. Yeah, 9490 for harvest. So I will have 2 harvesters. So Mitch, thank you very much. That will go up on the screen now. So that's pretty awesome. So that's from Mitch, which, like I say, it couldn't have been better. Like the stars aligned. After me saying that, I went onto my Facebook account later on that day, and there's a comment from Mitch saying it was amazing. Anyway, Jason has come to me. Jason works for Oakfield Arable Contracts, and they want to invest in the farm as well, a bit like Tucker did, but they're not going to invest money. Oakfield Arable Contracts want to give me a Massey Ferguson self-propelled sprayer. I think that's the one that might have come in the horse aggravation pack. I'm not too sure, or did it come separately? I can't quite remember. But yeah, they want to invest in the farm, and they're prepared to give me that, which means I'd be able to sell the old boom sprayer and use that as a self-propelled one. Again, another vehicle that doesn't require a tractor, which means I can do spraying and another job at the same time. So that will work absolutely brilliantly. Not too sure when that's going to happen, but it's going to happen fairly soon. And then the last one that I need to kind of talk about was from AJ. AJ, who I'm doing the potato fields for Gloss Crisps, is in a bit of a bind. Because he was in a bit of a bind, that helps me out massively, and I shall tell you why. AJ has come to me and said that their cooking oil supplier, Stowell Oils, cannot supply them with the cooking oil they need for making their potato crisps, potato chips, depending on what you call them from where in the world you are. They've let them down. They cannot supply them with any. So he's asked me, can I supply them with sunflowers, or sunflower, not sunflowers themselves, but you know what I mean, after the harvest. And he said, and I quote, there will be a big payout. They will pay big for this. if I supply them with sunflowers, they are prepared to give me 25 more cows. So I'll get 25 for doing the potatoes for Gloss Crisps, 25 more cows for doing the sunflowers. That'll give me 50, plus 50 sheep. That'll give me 50-50. That's pretty cool. And they said they would buy me a new livestock a livestock tractor for doing work around the farm for livestock. Now this is another one of those weird ones in that I bought the massive Ferguson 399, which is working over on this field, before AJ sent me this message. So I messaged back and said, oddly enough, I've just bought one. So what AJ has said, they will reimburse me the money for that tractor. So technically, Gloss Crisps bought me the massive Ferguson. So that'll be about, I think it was, did I say it was 69,000? About 69,000 will be going back into the bank account at some point as well. So, you know what? Awesome. I am slightly worried now that this seeder is going to run out really, really quickly. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to go and get the... I did buy the front seed unit and I completely forgot to put it on. So I'll go and sort that out now. But I think that's it. That's all from the contracting side of things, the subscriber contracts. I would say keep them coming, honestly, because without them, you know, it really enriches the Let's Play. I love the fact that I've got a purpose for doing stuff. Actually, while I'm sitting here, I'm whittering away, I might as well just actually drive the tractor. Let's fold that up. I need to go and get that front bit. It makes the whole thing a more immersive experience, and I'm really enjoying doing subscriber contracts. It gives me a reason to do all of these jobs, which is absolutely brilliant. So the point, I think, is that it's fantastic and great, and thank you very much for sending them in, but like I said, I can only do so many of them. So if yours doesn't get picked, I really, really apologise, because I can't do them all. I'm trying to get my head around all of them at the moment so I don't forget anybody's. I did panic when AJ said about sunflower, and I thought somebody already wants oil. I know somebody wants oil already, and that's Waz's. That's Jonathan's Waz's Vintage Oils, but he wants the oilseed rape. He wants canola because they're doing it from oilseed rape, whereas Gloss Crisps want the sunflowers for sunflower oil. So I panicked a bit and thought, what am I going to do? But it's all right. Now the question is, did I have that front thing delivered or not? Bear with me, I'm going to head off to the farm, I think. That Massey needs to go back to. And I'll see where it is. Anyway, so yes, enough chat. Let's get on with some of these jobs, otherwise those contracts are not going to get fulfilled at all. Yes, it had been delivered. It was dropped off. So that's 1,500. Let's get that into there as well. Top that up. That looks a little bit healthier, doesn't it? I've barely used any fertiliser, so that's good. Close that and that. Get back over to the field. And carry on. Right, so back in the field, and that's now doing what it should be doing. 1500 litres in the front of that. What's in the seeder should make it last a little bit longer. Hopefully I'll get further across the field than I had done. What have I done? 3 strips, I think. But that's done. That's getting on with it. I've got a worker going, and that's going to gradually now work its way across the field. So we've got our soybean and we've got our corn on the go. So these are the last 2 things I need to get into the ground for early summer. That'll be all the seeding done. Once this field is done, these 2 halves of the field, we're sorted. So what I need to do now is go and get the let me think. Got the Massey down there, needs to go back. I think the Massey up the hill's done as well. So I'll go and check on that one first. It is so close to done, it's ridiculous. Right, so let's get that in the ground. This Fortschritt cultivator has been perfect. It is by no means the largest cultivator out there, but wow, it has done brilliantly. Mind you, so's the tractor. I mean, it's just fantastic. Somebody did comment after I did the guide to the new Massey pack, the Massey 300 pack, because we have some different tractors. And I suppose when you look at it, recently there have been a lot of Masseys. There was the Massey Ferguson Old Generation pack from Black Sheep Modding. Then you had Peter J's one that had the Massey Ferguson 135 and the 240. And then you've got this pack as well from Peter J, and then I'm modding. I suppose if you lined up all of the Massey Ferguson tractors there are in game at the moment, there are quite a few Massey Fergusons. So yeah, I get the point. Yeah, but FS19's not far away. I'd say not far away. It's going to come round quickly. Let's fold that up. Let's get those beacons on. Actually, I don't need more going across the field, but awesome. Right, this will go back, and what we will actually do, finally, I'll get some hay made. I think is probably what I need to do next. This field can get on with what it's doing. Well, the field won't, but the worker will. As the farm is expanding, I'm trying to find homes for everything now. It's whether or not as well I can fit them through gaps. Will that go in there? It will, just about. Pop the cultivator down there. I do try and keep my kind of ploughing, seeding, cultivating equipment in one place, then all my grass work stuff in another place. But to be fair, this is quite a big barn. I've got plenty of room, so I might as well stick it in here. This can go. Actually, I'll put this to one side because I don't need this for the moment. Oh, actually, what I could do is grab the tedder, take that round for the Massey Ferguson 85. I'm just way off on that. I was saying, why is that not hooking up? What is going on? I was just nowhere near the trigger. I'm just destroying everything at the moment. Beacons can go off. Very nice indeed. Like that a lot. Okay. Just having thought. Don't know if this is going to go through the gate at the top of the hill. Now, this setup. I did look at other options. I did spend quite a bit of time going through the mod hub, going through what was available, trying to work out a better combination. Because this is a massive tedder on the back of this. It's actually quite a wide one. But it's finding one that's got a pin hitch on the back, not a 3-point link hitch. I thought about the little hay bob ones, because I thought this leaves a windrow, the 885, and I need something that's going to just TED that windrow. But the hay bobs are 3-point link, so I thought, okay, use the trailed lifter. But the problem is with the trailed lifter and the hay bob, it sits at a funny angle. I don't know why. It didn't when I used it on the Chrome Big M, but on the back of this, when I tested it on my test map because I wanted to make sure it worked. When you lowered the hay bob, it lifted the wheels of the trailed lifter off the floor, and it didn't work. So I'm going to have to just go with this, unfortunately, which means I'm going to be tedding and re-tedding the same bits of grass over and over again, but there's not a lot I can do about that. Field 9, hang on. Field 10. Field 9 isn't fully grown yet, so I have to do the best I can with what I've got, I think. So let's turn that on, drop that down, and just get through the gate there. Don't want to waste any of the grass, that's the thing. Some of it I'm not going to be able to TED because I just realised I went through the gate. Never mind, let's open that out. So like I say, this will TED a much wider area. It will TED the windrow of done. I'm going to have to come back and windrow, so it's just one of those things. But it'll work. This setup will work. I can cut and and TED at the same time. So let's drop that down. Now my only concern, and it is a concern at the moment, is Oakfield is hilly. And I did have a few issues on field 14, and I am now worried that I'm going to have more issues as I go round, and I'm not going to be able to get close up to the fence, am I? Oh man, I never thought of that. Because the tedder's going to get stuck. Okay, this may well be a case of going round as close as I can, and that last bit, doing it separately, going around with the 885 and then tedding afterwards. It's mildly annoying, but not the end of the world. I'm sure if I leave enough gap, that'll be okay. Do it again. Best laid plans and all that. That should have worked better than it did. Never mind. Yeah, so whilst it will save me a little bit of time here and there, it may just have to be a case of doing these as separate operations, I think. Inside now will be fine, but it's just that outside bit. So see what I mean? That will now do the bit I'm cutting and the bit I've already done, and then when I do the next row it will do all 3 bits I've done, but I can't do a lot about that. It's the equipment I've got at the moment, and until I find something else that works kind of better, that's going to have to be the way it's going to go. But it is what it is, it's working. I am cutting grass and I am tedding. It's allowing me to, because the grass is dry enough, the ground is dry enough. It's all good. There is a Deutz-Fahr. The Deutz-Fahr tedder. There might be a chrome one as well, I think, maybe in the mod hub. That I did look at originally, which are narrower than the one I've got here. I think I used the Deutschfahr one on the Golden Days of Farming, so I was kind of reluctant to use the same one again. Try and use different equipment on different maps, you know, mix it up a little bit. I don't want it to get too samey. Yet again, more time has passed, and given it some thought, I decided, you know what, I'll go for the Deutschfahr Condé Master. It's narrower and it can be hooked up like this on a trailed hitch rather than 3-point link. It does have a PTO attacher, which obviously it doesn't work on that because there isn't one, but a minor detail. So I sold the other one, bought this one and bought this up. You also notice the money has gone up, the money from AJ for this Massey Ferguson. This is the crisp tractor now, from now on. What should we call it? 399 Crispy. It's the Massey Ferguson Crispy, we'll call it that. So that's paid for now, they've paid me. That's fantastic. Something I haven't done and I need to do, bear with me just a minute, I haven't paid my rent on Field 43. There's me using it, talking about it, and I didn't pay the rent. So hang on just a moment, let me pay the rent. Okay, paid. 5,000 out of the bank account to Johnson & Johnson Farms. This I'm going to take back down because I'm going to need to get the windrower. But actually what I will do is just park this up here for a minute, because I need to get this job finished. I'm not sure how close I'm going to get to the wall with this, but I think what I will do is what I intended to do before. Let's jump back here. So if I now run the strip around without anything on the back, I'll then come around to the last bit with the tedder on the back. Worried about field 9. It doesn't look like it's growing. Should be. 3 fertiliser states. Fantastic, so what I should do now, turn that off. It's definitely not a lot narrower than the last one. I mean, it's still not narrow, but it's than it was. So that one doesn't drop down. I think this only requires 50 horsepower as well, which is pretty handy. And there we go, brilliant stuff. Right, well, what will come next will be the windrowing. The seeding is still going on very, very nicely on field 43. I feel a lot better now I've paid the rent on that. It was quite lucky actually when I made that decision. So on field 42, when I planted sunflowers a few episodes back, just because I thought, well, I'll do sunflowers because I've done most of the crops, I just haven't got sunflowers. The fact I put them in the ground was handy. So when AJ then said we need sunflowers, he did say he would buy me a field. He would buy me a field and whatever equipment I needed. But to be fair, I already had the field. It's already got sunflowers in it. So actually wasn't too much of a problem. I shouldn't be reversing backwards. Just make sure I get everything, which is incredibly generous of him. But I think because they're in a bind and they're really stuck, it's that kind of will pay anything, which I've done a right out of that situation. Am I going to get that bit there? Let me see if I can be a bit sneaky with this. That'll do. I got it. Fantastic, right. That's definitely going to be a better tether for doing this job. Now, shall I leave it up here for when that feels ready? Actually, no, I won't. I'll put it away because I might want to do another field before that one's ready. I've got a few to choose from. I was asked the other day what mod I would most like to see come to consoles, and also what my top 5 were. Follow me without any shadow of a doubt, especially when you work on your own. It's a godsend. I mean, it would be absolutely brilliant now to have have that track to follow me down the hill, and I'm going to go backwards and forwards. And, there have been a few mods that they've said could never be done, will never come to console, and most of them have. So, who knows? There'll be a bright spark out there somewhere working away on it, knowing that they can make it work. Right, where should I put this for time? Let's just pop this out of the way. What I do need to do as well is bring the big Massey back. Right, let's go and grab this. I have to say, I'm assuming these old Massey Fergusons are Teflon coated or something, because this thing just cultivated half of field 43. And there's next to no mud on it. I mean, literally nothing. Good old crispy. Shall we go open? Go that way. Until I get cows, I can leave these all open. Once I get cows, not so much. Oh yeah, you may have noticed that I took the bales off and left them there. And I did put the trailer over there in the barn, just over that direction. That was another one of those off-screen things you think, oh, I'll get that done. I'm forgetting where all my stuff is now. Windrower. It's in here, isn't it? Yep. I think. Oh, actually. What's the horsepower requirement of the Swadro? I don't know. Windrowers. 70. Oh, that's right. Whew. And mind you, I say that, I might only just about have enough. Interesting view. Should have used that as a thumbnail. Look at that. This pulls up the hill really well. Tell you what, this little Massey is an absolute star. What a great bit of kit. Right, so I'm going to finish this off and I will see you back here in a little while. Let's sort out that fence as well. It is complete. Field 10 has been windrowed. So, off down to the farm, pick up the loading wagon. I don't know if this will have enough oomph to pull it, so I might have to wait for the fence to finish. Oh no, I've got the big Massey, haven't I? Go and get the big Massey off the field. And bring that up, and we can clear the hay off that. The hay will go into the silo, just over to the right there, and into storage. We have come to the end of another episode. They are flying by. I hope you're enjoying watching the Let's Play as much as I am doing the Let's Play. I am thoroughly enjoying Oakfield Farm. It's a brilliant map. If you have enjoyed it, give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free, and if you want to share this video, then please be my guest, whatever you should choose to do. As always, thanks for watching.